I'm Dr. Pablo Gonzalez, and I work in the Chicanx and Chicano Studies program and Ethnic Studies department. So my research interests include transborder social movements. I also look at the question of criminality when thinking about undocumented populations in the United States. I also look at questions of dispossession, especially around housing practices during the 2008 housing crash. And I also look at and think about the question of decolonial methods and approaches to doing ethnography. So I teach lower division courses. I teach the Intro to Chicana and Chicano History course in the Chicano Studies program. I teach every other year I teach the Intro to Chicano and Latino Culture class. In terms of upper division courses, I teach yearly the Mexican and Central American migration class, the history of the Southwest upper division history class, the Chicanos, the law and the criminal justice class. And then I've also taught classes in the program on transnational indigenous migration, environmental justice and Latinos. I'm teaching a course right now on the Zapatistas, on Zapatismo, on indigenous movements in Mexico. I've taught a class on ethnography, Chicana and Chicano ethnography. And I'm hoping to teach classes that look at also the question of housing and Latinos. I have several projects, both academic and professional ones. I'm one of the co-leads for the inaugural Ethnic Studies Changemaker project, which uses different forms of media to tell stories, especially ethnic studies-based stories. The project, which is funded by the CTO of the University of California, Berkeley, is for institutionalizing a podcast studio and programming in ethnic studies courses and courses throughout the campus that focus on the telling of stories by students. And also not only using podcasts, but also other medias like augmented reality to think about questions of memory, think about questions about storytelling, and also erasure to spatial landscapes and geographies. I'm also working on several other projects that discuss the roles of Chicano ethnographers. I've worked already on a annotated bibliography that was published for the Oxford Latino online encyclopedia that discusses the history of Chicano and Latino ethnography. So I'm trying to work on a bigger project that looked at some of the early ethnographic works by people in the field and more contemporary works. In terms of academic work, I'm working on. This is something that many academics will always say. I'm still working on that book project. The book project is a continuation of my dissertation, which looks at Zapatista-inspired Chicano and Latino activism in Los Angeles and in the United States. I think I would definitely recommend that students not be afraid to be challenged, but at the same time, not be afraid to speak up for yourselves, to insist on building community instead of becoming just an individual in your classroom, and to also ask questions that will make you ask the next set of questions, because it's not the ones that we ask now, but the ones that we're going to ask tomorrow that are definitely going to impact the world. So in that, I look forward to many of the students who may be watching this, for them to take my classes and be a part of that. So yeah, if I'm going to recommend something, take my classes. I would love to see y'all.